Hey yo guys, this is the Raw review for May the 7th. Yeah, May the 7th. Because I saw him Raw today. So anyway, let's get it. Raw took place from Penn State University in Pennsylvania. Anyway, so Raw started out with Coach introducing Mr. McMahon and Mr. McMahon coming out with the do-rag and the ECW belt, and of course the first words Mr. McMahon says is, "What's up, G?" which was stupid and retarded. Mr. McMahon, go back to the fedora and stuff, please. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing the white race as a whole. So please, get that out. I mean, honestly. And he was talking about how Khali beat down Edge, HBK, and Randy Orton, and that Shawn Michaels came out with a good promo about how Vince never made him anything, and da-da-da. And how it set up to the match, which was the no DQ #1 contender match, Great Khali versus Shawn Michaels, and that was a good segment. And then it kind of went on overkill once Bobby Lashley came out. Bobby Lashley came out and was talking about how he needs to have he wants his rematch, and Vince granted him the rematch, and we're gonna have it at Judgment Day, the same match we had at Backlash, so that's gonna be garbage. And expect for Lashley to win in that one. You'll hear my picks coming up soon for Judgment Day, which doesn't look like a very good card, by the way. So then Vince also reminded Lashley of the stupid rule where he can't touch Vince, Shane, or Umaga. So then, which proceeded to Lashley doing their best to save that segment, but how long that segment went on kind of ruined it for me. And then we went into our first match of Candice Michelle and Mickie James versus Victoria and Melina. This was a bad opening match, let's just say. I mean, oh my god, this was horrible. I mean, Candice Michelle got the pinfall. Like, fuck. How bad is that? She's gonna be the #1 contender. I mean, the only thing that would intrigue me into this is because Melina and Candice actually have heat. But really, not gonna do anything for me. Two girls who still can't wrestle. But and then we had the next match on Raw, because anyway, never mind. Next match on Raw was Santino Marella versus Chris Masters for the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Now, this match was bad too. This was a slash, almost like a squash match pretty much, until Santino Marella pretty much pulls a Hogan, because if you watch in that match, he hulks up sort of, and Santino Marella gets the win with a roll-up, and expect him to win like all his matches until, I don't know, until they think of a finisher for him by a roll-up, because that's what I'm getting out of this. Then Mr. Kennedy makes his second surprise appearance on Raw. Didn't really surprise me since I was told about it, but I bet you if I watched Raw live last night, it would have surprised me more. But anyway, he just... By the way, there was a sweet design on the briefcase with the Mr. Kennedy logo all over it. It was a good promo by Kennedy, just saying when he was going to cash it in and the countdown to Mania of this year. And then this is one of the only backstage segments I'm going to talk about. It's Randy Orton coming through with a damn good promo. It was a good heel face promo where he was kind of giving that balance, like cutting up Edge about how Edge is a chicken shit and stuff like that. But then he also it was kind of like some realism in that promo, how he said that he has to get his career and his life together, and that his match with Cena was that. So I was like, you know, that's good. And maybe Randy Orton's gonna change it around and like for real. So I'm gonna say on that, I think Randy Orton's gonna turn around and try and be a better guy, because he has the talent. He just doesn't have the personality. And then we had the Highlanders versus Umaga, a bad match too, just a squash. And it pretty much was like Vince just wasted all his time and money on the Highlanders, giving them the belt, and now they're just in squash matches. So they're not even... They were at one point the #1, and now they're done. And it was a one with the big splash off the top rope on the Highlanders in the 69th position. Kind of gay. But anyway, the next thing was the Edge Kennedy segment. Now this, in my mind, kind of started to turn the tide for Raw. Raw was really bad. Raw was like worse than Impact, and Impact was bad. But then you had Kennedy and Edge, the great promo guys of the WWE going at it back and forth. I mean, you can see they were kind of hinting at the Kennedy face turn. I mean, no one tops Edge when you're a heel. Two heels together don't work because Edge's heel character just outshines them. Excuse me. Then we had our #1 contender no DQ match, Great Khali versus HBK. This match was actually really good. I mean, it had its face, but that's how every match starts off with a Great Khali, where someone would just attack Khali from the outside. Pretty much that's how it started. Once again, Shawn Michaels has to wrestle himself, so he has to put on the match by himself. He, like Crazy Mike said, can make a pillow look good. And I'll say this, there's some good chair shots, but then the match went in Khali's favor, the big chop, and then some tosses on Khali chokeslamming HBK through the announcer's table, excuse me, and Khali's the #1 contender, and I was like, damn. It was a sick bump by Michaels, but damn, not looking forward to Khali, Cena. And then we had the Hardys versus Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, a match that really didn't do anything for me, except Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin did some good moves, some good wrestling moves and stuff. But of course the Hardys win with Caden Murdoch on the commentary again, and I don't like it. I mean, it's just pointless. Get him off the mic from now on. And then the Hardys and Caden Murdoch shook hands. I don't know. We're going to see that match at Judgment Day again, guaranteed. Then we had the Carlito interview. At last, Carlito is heel. That's right. And the greatest part of it, he started bad-mouthing Tori Wilson. And he was yelling all this stuff at her in Spanish. And then once Tori left, I kind of thought he was doing a mini shoot there. Just yelling all this stuff in Spanish. Like, normally you would have thought it was character, but the way he threw the mic down was like he's pissed off at the backstage politics and stuff like that. He is pissed. Like, he almost broke the damn microphone. I'm going to love this Carlito Flair feud. Carlito heel is amazing. And then we had the Money in the Bank match for the briefcase between Edge and Mr. Kennedy. Violent match. I mean, the match starts off with Edge cheap shotting Kennedy. They're trying to build Kennedy face, as I said earlier, which could be good. I don't know, man. I can see Kennedy doing both ways and still being good on the mic. Like, maybe he'll just do the cheap shots, like the punchlines. The match was technically 5 seconds, but there was some great hardcore action once again, with Edge hitting Kennedy in the head with the monitor, and then he kept wailing on Kennedy in the head with the briefcase after he got the spear and won the Money in the Bank again, which is good because finally Edge gets that again. And by the way, spoiler, we have a new world champion on SmackDown. His name is Edge. Edge on SmackDown. That's right, daddy. Edge beat him down, got the thing, and as I said, Edge is going to be the champion on SmackDown. And then we go to the main event of Raw, which was John Cena versus Randy Orton. The match actually had a good pace to it, but Cena takes the same bumps and then does his 5 moves of doom pretty quickly. And then Khali stole the belt. And when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this will be actually good, because we know Khali and Cena are like have the wrestling ability of like the Fabulous Moolah's left leg. So obviously they had to do something to entice it. When Khali stole the belt, I was like, you know, that could be good. It's kind of could sell me on how Cena's going to get it back. I know Cena's winning at Judgment Day. I'm just saying. That's what I think. And Khali then knocked Cena out with hitting Cena in the head with the WWE Championship. So I'm going to say technically Randy Orton won by countout. So I'm just saying that. So overall, Raw will get a 6 because the first hour was garbage, but it just had some moments. It had the Kennedy Edge segment, you had the Kennedy and Edge match, you had the Carlito heel part and maybe a shoot, and you had a good hardcore, or you had. So those 3 things did make it better than Impact, because Impact was just, oh my god, bad. So hopefully Impact this week is good. I'll be making my sacrifice picks Saturday, and I may do in the squared circle with the Dirty White Boy tomorrow, because I have to work 2 days in a row. But for now, peace out.